Good morning everybody. This is Tuesday the 16th of July and today is once again brought to you by Mittens. I've just dropped in, it's late morning and I'm just sat in the garden having a little break with my mum. We've been to town for an hour or two this morning and I've just finished off the thumb on the first of these Hermione's Everyday Mitts for Ivy. They look a bit strange because they've got that twisted 1x1 rib at the top and then the picot edge at the bottom, but in a minute I'll put it on and show you what it looks like on. But I'm really pleased with how nice this feels again. The texture's lovely, and then on the palm of the hand you've just got the stocking stitch there just to make it a bit smoother, and then the top of the mitt and the thumb I decided to do 1x1 rib just to make it a snug fit for her. So that's that one done. Now while we were in town, and I think I mentioned the other day the main reason I needed to pop to town, ignore all the pegs under the bench, what a mess, was to get some more of this sparkly white snowflake yarn because I ran out yesterday. And this is the King Cole Baby Glitz DK. I think I was trying to remember what it was. I think I said it was probably King Cole. But there you go, that's that one. It's acrylic and polyester. It's 100 grams and it's got 290 metres on it, so that should make me a fair few snowflakes and things. And then also, whilst I was in, that came from the local knitting shop in Chesterfield, which is called the Wool Cabin, and whilst I was in there I also noticed that he's got this in stock, and this is Sirdar Snuggly Bunny in white. Now I don't know if you've been watching Jules from So Sweet Violets. She's been doing daily vlogs through July, which are absolutely lovely, and she's just finished knitting another pair of her own sock design, which is called the Little Rabbit Socks, and they are scrappy socks with the most adorable fluffy bunny tails up the back of them. And I was thinking, I've thought how lovely they were. I'm trying to just get a single strand to show you. Now she used some drops alpaca boucle, but I just wondered whether this would not make nice bunny tails, and if it does I'll have enough here for everybody in my family to make several pairs of those socks and still have some left over. So and I did think maybe I could use this, incorporate this somehow into the tree skirt if I wanted to as well. So I got that, I think that was £3 and it's 50 grams. So yeah, that's another little thought of mine. So I'll pop off and get this mitt on my hand and then I can show you what it's like. Ooh, do you like my mug? I've had this one a little while now. I've got it on Etsy. Excuse the dregs of the coffee. I'll see if I can show you. It's Weird and Wonderful Ceramics, and she's a UK based maker, and it's called the Galaxy mug, and I love it. It's not huge, and I like that it's good for, like, you know, when you want a cup of coffee but you don't want a big one. So I think that works really well for that. Okay, right, let me show you what this mitt looks like. There we go, see how nice and neat it looks around the hand, and I know it looks a little short on me, but it's for a 10-year-old. Well, she's not 10 yet, but she will be at Christmas when she gets it. So that's that, and she's big but she's not that big, so it will probably fit her for some years. They feel so warm, really lovely. I'm definitely going to have to make a pair like this for myself. Really like how they've turned out, just make them a bit longer. I'm so pleased with that. There you go, so I'm going to get the second one cast on and see how I get on with those. Bye! Nice man. It takes so little effort to make a difference to someone's day. Someone else was saying that recently, and that really resonates with me, how a smile, the simple art of saying thank you when somebody moves out of your way. That's one thing I've noticed recently, is I've got increasingly more cumbersome in the way I move about. You know, you don't really realise when you're perfectly able-bodied. You know, stopping and starting isn't a problem, but for me, once you've got it going finally, you don't want to have to stop in case it conks out again. And that's a bit how I feel about, you know, when I'm walking around town and people can see I'm moving with difficulty, but they don't compensate for it or make any allowances or any effort to try and make what is quite clearly a big effort slightly less troublesome for me. Because if I saw someone walking towards me who was clearly having difficulty, I'd clear out of the way for them, poor beggars, you know, and still do frequently. Common courtesies seem to have gone by the wayside a lot recently with driving and just general out in public. I don't know what's going on there. Are you going straight over? Yes, you are. It's always a bit tricky at that little roundabout. There's too many junctions off of it for such a small roundabout, which leads to people hesitating and nobody knowing where anyone else is going, which is quite frustrating, really. In case you were wondering, this is the school run that I do every day. Well, I say every day. Occasionally my mum and dad go to do the school run for me, but that's not as easy for them because my mum doesn't drive and my dad's recently given driving up. But my parents-in-law tend to do this once a week for me as well, which is really kind of them. And they often bring the children back and give them some tea at our house as well, which saves me having to worry too much about that. It's quite strange this. I've never driven and filmed before, and although I know you're not looking at me, you're looking at the road, I'm still conscious of the fact that I'm concentrating on what I'm saying to you and driving at the same time, which is ridiculous because I'm perfectly capable of having a conversation with someone in the car. It's no different whatsoever. I've got the aircon on, so I'm hoping you can hear me over the top of it, but it's not blowing too loudly, so it should be okay. There are always, I turn right here at this next junction, and there are always loads of school children from the secondary school here, and the number of them that walk across this junction without looking, I worry for their safety and I worry for their parents' sanity, because if they knew, if I knew that my child was just randomly walking out into roads without even looking whether it was safe to or not, I think I'd be doing my nutting in a padded cell somewhere. But I suppose that's a long tested, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I suppose that it's been going on for a very long time. You know, teenagers have always been chancers, haven't they? I'm fairly sure I did some idiotic things when I was a teenager. Well, I hope you can hear me over the sound of the fan, but I'm quite pleased with myself there. 2 days in a row of cooking in the same pan. I have washed it in between, honest. I am making some mushroom risotto today, and yes, again, an absolutely gargantuan quantity, but the idea is that I'm going to have some left over, hopefully. I might get a chance to make some arancini tomorrow, which are, or is it arancini? One or the other. Anyway, they are little balls of risotto coated in panko breadcrumbs and then fried, and they are very, very yummy. So yes, I'm hoping I'll have some of this left over, but I think I'm just going to leave this in the state that it's in now. Plop the lid on it because it's probably about half an hour before Johnny gets home, so I'll clamp a lid on and leave it to just steam, and then when I come back I'll just put a tiny bit more liquid in if I think it needs it, let it finish heating back up again and cooking the last bit, and then a Nigella Lawson trick is to just crack an egg in and whisk it in quickly, which gives it a real creaminess. It's a long while since I've made risotto, and I just fancied that tonight. But I'll tell you what, well, hopefully, well, I say hopefully, I know I've just recorded a time lapse of myself making this. I'm dead impressed with my technical skills. Yeah, such as they are. So I'm hoping that I'll put that in here and you can see the process and how many times I bend over to stretch my poor old back out in the between. And I've been watching the Pins and Needles vlog of Yarningham while I've done it. So there you go, that's 2 birds and 1 stone. Very enjoyable too. Well, before I sign off for the night, I just wanted to show you this, because I thought it might be interesting, really, and because it relates to something that I did today. Well, this is a 2-tiered tray stand, plant stand, really. Got this at a local, what do you call it? Garden centre, that's the one, a couple of weeks ago. And the idea is that it's going to have seasonal displays in it, as a lot of people, particularly in the States, like to do. So yes, I've been looking for one of these for quite a while, and then I found this one, and it's just exactly what I wanted. I'm planning to decorate it nicely for different seasons, and I'm hoping to make a little space in the kitchen for it at some point in the not too distant future. But one of the main things I'm really looking forward to doing with it is making it lovely for Christmas. And I've got lots of nice Christmas mugs and things which I've collected over the years, which I'm hoping to make a sort of arrangement of in there. There are loads of nice ideas on Pinterest and things. So yes, that's what the plan is for that, and I've just not cleared the space for it yet because I need a shelf in order to do that. So I'm trying to get that organised at the moment. But the reason that I thought I'd show you this today is because when I was in town earlier, I popped into, excuse me, Bramble, you move for 1 second and she steals your place. Excuse me, don't moan at me. I popped into the local Age UK shop, and I thought, charity shop, and I thought I'm looking for little bits and bobs for in here. Obviously I've got lots of things already, but I wanted little pots and little kitchen fripperies and things that were seasonal. And I found this today, and I just think it looks like either, not a nutcracker, but sort of nutcracker style. It reminds me of 12 drummers drumming, or is it 9 soldiers? No, not 9 soldiers. Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, it makes me think of the 12 days of Christmas. And it's just a little ceramic pot. And I paid £1.49 for it. But it just, and it's got these cute little stars around it. It sort of reminds me of the some of the stuff that was in anthropology last year. I don't know where this is from, or indeed what it was meant to be. It's too big to be an egg cup. Maybe it had a candle in it or something. I thought I might... Halfway through recording that, and my mum rang me. I've got to remind myself to start putting my phone on aeroplane mode or silent mode or whatever it is when I'm doing these little clips. Anyway, obviously I was just saying he'll have to have something to stand on, or maybe be, I don't know, or maybe he's better down there, I don't know. I've got loads of ideas, and I've got to up in the kitchen on top of the unit that houses the fridge, which I'm not going to show you because it's really quite a scruffy mess in that corner. I've got a plastic storage box up there which is full of Christmas mugs, plates and all that kind of malarkey, and overflowing a bit, if I'm being honest. I could do with another. But yes, he'll go up there, live in that for a while until it's time to fetch it down and start playing about with that. But yeah, I was really pleased with him. I just thought he's really unusual, and I like Christmas stuff that's a bit out of the ordinary, a bit different colours. I'm not your traditional red and green kind of person, or gold and silver and white and all that malarkey. I love that, but I want lots of different colours in my Christmas. So yeah, I go with the full gamut of colour for that. So I was really chuffed to see him and his little gold buttons and epaulets and things and his little stars. I thought that was really unusual, and I could see him with some little candy canes or something festive to eat sticking out of it. So that was one little purchase. And then also I've been wanting some storage jar type things for seeds and dried fruits and things. You see, I'm working towards that that common goal of all knitting vloggers of making granola, which is something that I think Gaynor from Tales of Cuckoo Land said, you're not a proper vlogger if you don't make your own granola. And I quite agree with that. So I'm just gathering up ingredients bit by bit, and I've still got to go somewhere and get some maple syrup. But I've got most of the other stuff I need. But I desperately need to clean out my baking and sort of dried goods cupboard again. And I don't like all the plastic packages and things hanging around and coming open and spilling out the contents. And I found these 4 jars. They've been through the dishwasher already. Like proper canning jars or preserving jars, because they've got the separate the rings and then the lids inside, and there's proper rubber seals in there. And then they've got these nice very French vintage style pressings in them, which I thought were really cute, and they were 99p each in the same charity shop. So I've already washed them, as I said, and I've decanted some raisins, pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds into there already, which I'm a bit of a fiend for seeds, and I absolutely love muesli and granola and things like that. So I was really pleased to find those, and it's sort of making me want to get in that cupboard and clear it out, which is incredible really, because I can think of few jobs that I would rather do less. But it is quite nice, I suppose, once you've got it all cleared out and tidy, to look back at it and open the cupboard and see it all nice inside. So anyway, now that I've told you about those things, I'm a very tired person, especially after making that risotto, which was lovely, but neither of the kids liked. Typically, I've not made risotto for years because Ivy tried it when she was a toddler and didn't like it, so I thought I'd better leave it for a while and see if it grew on her. And it hasn't really. So they did eat it, but grudgingly. So I won't be doing that one again for a while. But now I'm tired, so I'm gonna I've got some nice fruit tea brewing in the kitchen, so I'm gonna take these and put them away, and take my tea and my knitting upstairs, watch a couple of little podcasts or vlogs, and get to sleep early because I am absolutely bushed. I just thought I'd share with you my not very clean kitchen sides. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? No. I just thought I'd share with you before I go to sleep what I'm having tonight. It's the Twinings cherry and cinnamon flavour fruit tea. Very tasty. I quite like the ones that have got some kind of spice in. I've told you, I think before, that I really enjoy the Morrison's own brand orange and spiced orange ones, and then also they do like their best range. They have a winter spice one too, which is really tasty, and I do enjoy those sort of Christmassy flavours. So yes, that's in my humongous knitting narwhals mug. It says let's get together and knit rainbows, and it's 2 narwhals knitting with their, what do we call them, tusks, horns, whatever they are, they're knitting with them anyway, and it's a knitted rainbow, and that's made by a local designer from Sheffield called House of Alphonse. So yeah, I'm going to wipe this side and then I'm going to go to sleep, and I will hopefully speak to you all again tomorrow. Toodaloo.